Hi everyone, welcome. I have a video, sorry if that bumps the camera, I would like to share with all of you. So I am coloring this page. This is a freebie by Lana Green for 2K followers. So I did this once and recorded it and it wouldn't upload right. So I'm going to break it into two. I'm going to do the skin on one and the hair on one. So there will be two parts to this video. I'm really sorry to have to do it that way, but for some reason my phone just will not upload the longer videos. So I have it printed again, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. I will link this freebie down below if you would like to join me, whether you follow along with what I do or do your own. Either way, totally fine. Again, thanks to Lana Green for sharing. Congratulations on 2K. That's a huge accomplishment. I'm going to pull you in a little closer and we will get started. Okay, so for this video, I'm going to go ahead and use Prismacolors. That is my go-to, especially for skin. I'm going to use these colors. If you are following along, you are welcome to pause here, get your colors. If not, you can color match with me or pull your own skin tone sample of your choosing, whatever works best for you. And I think for today, I am just going to start with the dark and build in. So this is Sienna Brown. I do have dark brown pulled, but I'm not sure how much of it I want to use just yet. So I think I'm going to come back in at the end with the dark brown if I feel like it needs it. So for now, this is going to be my darkest color. So this is just my shadow color. So I'm not going to go in too far on the skin with this because it is a little dark. But I do want to make sure I get the shadows in place where I want them. So the trick with the nose is we're going to follow where they put in this shadow and then come around. We're going to have a little shadow under the lips here. Not worried about getting it on the leaf right this second. I can fix that later as long as I get all my skin in here. Okay, so just kind of making sure I get everywhere this should be dark. I am not going to put a whole lot under the eyes. I do not want her to look like she got punched in the eye or has a black eye. Get on camera a little more here. I just want it to be shadowed. I am going to put a line under the eyebrow. This is a personal preference. I haven't seen a lot of people do it, but I do like to just kind of emphasize that eyebrow a little bit, especially if they're going to be darker eyebrows. Okay, and then again, I am just quickly making sure I got around that nose good. Okay, up to you if you want to come in a little with some cheekbones. I am not going to give her huge cheekbones because I don't want to take away from anything else, but I am going to give her just a little bit for guidance. So I can always blend those out later if they're not what I like, but as long as they're kind of even going on here, I think we're doing okay. Okay, she has skin down here as well. This is a shirt. I see a line, so I'm going to assume that this is all part of the shirt. Okay, and then her hands are going to be the same thing. Really up to you. If you want to go lightest to darkest or darkest to lightest. If you want to put your lightest color down and build up, that works great too. This is just how I like to do it. I feel like the darker is a little darker if it's down first, especially with Prismas. That is personal preference. Okay. So I'm not going to shade a whole lot else just yet. Now I might come back with this color again, but for now I kind of just want to see how far I am with the other colors first. So this is terracotta, and it's one shade lighter than the sienna brown, which works great. So I'm going to use this color just about everywhere. Very light, small circles. And you can see how I'm kind of leaving room for some cheek color. You do not have to leave perfect circles. It's just kind of how I get an idea of where her cheekbones, and if I did it right, these lines should match just about the bottom of my circles. You're not going to want perfect circles when you put your blush in, or you're going to have like clown cheeks, but I do want to leave a little idea of where they're going to be, and then I will smooth it out when I go to my next layer. Skin is lots of layers, so there's always room to adjust and plan. I am going to come in on the nose a little. I'm not coming all the way in. We want to leave a nice highlight on that nose. You should have a triangle, so when you're done, your cheeks, your forehead, and if she had a chin, her chin would have a highlight as well. Okay, leaving little highlight spaces here, you can see. Not covering the whole thing, but I do want to get the important parts. Alright, so that is going to be how she's looking so far. Again, this is just our first layer, so if it's not looking right to you, don't give up just yet. Give it a minute, because we have lots of colors going into this skin, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when you get them all blended together how you want. Okay, now it's going to sound a little weird, but I'm going to add a little nectar. And this just gives it a little pinky tone, like a little bit of flesh tone. And I am going to go right over those spots I left for her cheeks. I'm not going to go heavy, and I'm not going to blend them, but it will pinken up her cheeks just enough. A little on the end of her nose for the same reason. I'm going very light over that little spot I left on her forehead. And that's just going to kind of help everything blend together when we get that far. So I know she's looking a little wild, but hang with me. The importance of layers and skin is huge. I've learned that. You cannot just one and done skin. And the more layers and the more colors you use, I think the happier with the effect you will be. Okay, coming in with my dark again. And I know it seems redundant, but just kind of putting those shadows back in. That might have got a little lost. This is where you decide, did you like your cheekbones? Did you not? Totally up to you. How you want your nose to look, if you want that shadow there, which I do. Because it's just going to make her face pop a little more if that nose looks like it is sitting higher. Okay, again, a little under these eyes, but I don't want her to look like she has a black eye. Now, faces are symmetrical, so if we come in with this right next to this eye, we do want to come in with this eye. If we darken this line, we want to darken this line. You don't ever want to do something to one side of the face and not to the other, because it will give it an odd feel. Of course, if it's like a nose piercing or something like that, that's different. But as far as facial features, you know, if you're going to curve one eyebrow, you want to curve the other. Okay, just going ahead with my dark. This will get lightened again which is why I said it seems kind of silly, because when I come in with my other colors it's going to get washed again. But I really want to make sure those shadows are there. They're going to be a really important piece to this skin and to this project here to make her skin look how we want it. Okay, this is terracotta. I am notorious for missing the ears, so please do not forget your ears. That is like my #1 thing I do every time, especially on like fairies with the pointed ears, or if they're tucked behind, hair tucked behind them and there's just a corner peeking out. I will forget it every time. Okay. Coming in with that nectar lightly. A little heavier where the cheeks are. Not crazy. Adding a little pink. And nectar is a really great color because it's not like super pink, like lipstick pink that's gonna change the tone of our skin, but it does give it just enough to kind of bring it all together. Okay, now the weird part. Some of you might not have seen this before, but this is going to be how we blend. So this is my eggshell. I'm going to start down here. Tiny circles. Now you'll be able to tell when you start this, if your skin is really yellow, then you might need to come back through with another layer and just darken it up. It really depends on the tone of skin you're going for. I am going to blend all of it out first. So even if I think it's looking a little yellowy, which it is a little, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blend it all out first and see how I like it. I can tell you I'm going to need a little right here. And we're just going to do those touch-ups, just like we would any other. Blend, blend, blend. Now, because we do have this pinky color on top of everything else, it's going to be important that you do blend in circular motions. That keeps your pink from, you know, if you color like this, it's going to make your pink look streaky and it's not going to blend all the colors together. It's just going to blend. So circular motions gets all those colors nice mixed together. Circle, circle, circle. Especially where we put these darker colors, because we're not going to want any, oh, I got a little wild there. Any lines. We don't want people to know what colors we used. We want them to look flawless. Circle, circles. It really brings everything together nicely. Now I am going to darken this a little because it isn't looking quite as dark as I want it. But again, I am going to blend it all first because I want to make sure I stay matching with my face. I don't want her hands one tone and her face another. So I'm, for the moment, going to leave this alone. Just a couple touch-ups that I knew were needed. But I'm not going to change the tone of anything just yet until I do her face. Okay, so same thing. This is going to be even more important that you do your circular blending because you don't want streaks or blotches on the face. They're going to be really noticeable and harder to get rid of. So circular motions. Now again, we can come back and we can darken the skin tone. So even if you're thinking it's looking a little yellowy, just work with it for a minute. Get all your pinks and everything blended in before you make any adjustments. You see those cheeks really, where we added that little extra pink, are starting to come through. I apologize if you can hear the tiny meowing in the background. I take in kittens and bottle feed them that do not have moms, or moms have abandoned them or whatever, and we have a new addition who I fed before I started this, but apparently thinks he's hungry again. So if he gets too bad, I will pause this, but I would like to at least get this done so I can get the hair up. So sad my first video didn't work, but that's okay. Great practice to do it again anyway. Okay, so just blending all that out. Make sure we're getting right next to that leaf, right next to those lips. Okay, so you can kind of see how it's looking there. This will totally be up to you. If you want to go in and you want to darken her whole face, this is super light, super light. I don't think I want to darken her whole face. I think I just want to darken some of the features back in her face. Okay, so here, and I will blend this again, so don't worry if the brown feels like it's showing through. I think what it is that baby can hear me talking, actually. Now I'm going to add a little pink to this nose. Oh, that was a little more than I wanted. That's okay. We don't want our nose to stand out like it's got any kind of weird patches, so just kind of blending in here. He's getting louder. I have to move him to another room. I finally got all the kids quiet so I could do a video, and then the cat starts. Isn't that my luck? Okay, and it's just kind of your perception here, how you want things to look. I think that is looking pretty good. I don't want to mess with it a whole lot more. This would also be where if you want to take your dark brown, but I think I'm going to stick with this sienna and just kind of, I might need a little dark brown. But I kind of like the colors I have going on, so I'm just going to make sure I got my shadows, the shadows I want in. Anyway, I'm going to turn this for 1 second so I can do under her eyes. She will have brown eyes, so that will match a little better. Okay, whether you want to do this down her head or not is up to you. Mine will probably be covered when I do the hair in the next video, but for now I just kind of want to have that there so I remember that that's skin. I really want it to look orangey though. Okay, so that is how I'm going to do her skin for now. I'm going to add a little right there. Hands, you can always use your own hand to see where the depth in the wrinkles would be. I just kind of eyeball it, feel like where I would see shadows. Okay, just adding kind of a light layer, just tone down that yellow a little. I might also do just a little on her nose. So that is going to be my skin tone for now. Now when I get her hair and her outfit in, if I see anything I want to change, then I will do it then. But this is what I'm going to call my base skin layers for now. Just adding a little more pink to that cheek and that nose. I am going to do her lips. I'm going to add more detail to these lips, but because I use this tone in her skin, it is a great color to use on her lips. So, questions, comments, leave them down below. I will have part 2 up shortly after I get part 1 up. Like I said, for some reason my phone just is not loving the long videos, so I had to chop it in half. Hopefully that's not too big a deal. I thank you for watching. I hope you join in, and I hope to see you next video. Thanks for watching.